they're laughing. I know these people are laughing at me, but you know what? That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that people talk behind my back and say that, you know, I'll never make it and, you know, what does he know and all of that sort of thing. That's good because that fuels me. That fuels me to keep educating myself. That fuels me to surround myself with the right people. It fuels me to constantly be thinking about my goals, right? Those people that are laughing at us, right, for thinking big, what are their goals? You know, like, they probably have goals themselves, but you know what? They haven't put themselves out there. They haven't made it known to the world that that's what they're thinking. So you know what? No one holds them accountable. Now, every one of you out there know what my goals are. So you guys are holding me accountable. So I want to prove myself to you guys, you know?
You feel as though you have to perform as well?
I have to. I've put myself out there. Everybody knows who I am. Everybody knows what I'm trying to do.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing because it's forced me. It's put me in the corner. My back is up against the wall. I've got to punch on. Which way can I go?
I think it's
forward.
It's a good thing because, and I think I encourage everyone out there as well to talk about your goals to your family or your partner or your friends, or tell everyone so they can hold you accountable.
Too many people are embarrassed.
Oh, of course,
right? There's so like I remember Mark a year ago. You were embarrassed to put a goal down, right? But you know, like, and I told you, I go, put your goals down. Tell everyone about it. Yeah, like it's. You know, people are going to laugh at you. But you know what? No one's got to... I always use this analogy. No one's got a gun to your head and they're going to pull the trigger if you don't hit that goal, right? People will laugh at you, but does it really hurt when people laugh at you?
No.
It actually fuels you. You said it the other day. You said you found out people were laughing at you, right? But you said it felt good. You know, why did it feel good?
Because it, like you just said, it adds fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to prove otherwise that you're not the laughing stock.
It put a fire under your belly, right?
The best thing.
And what happened there? You come to work early and you do your job, you've proved that you want results, and you keep improving every day.
And if anything, I know it's the start of the year, but let's be real, like the morale in the office, you know, by expanding the team and whatnot, has also grown because I want to do better, not only for myself, but for the team around us as well, you know, and
you get the credit for everything.
We had to go, remember last week, it was only just last week, guys, that we had to send ourselves home. We sat around here, we had a strategy session. And you said, let's go home to sleep, guys, before we lose our momentum.
Yeah.
And we could stay.
Got excited.
We could keep staying.
This is how pumped up we are for, like, 2018.
and our goals are massive. And, you know, like, each personally and professionally, our goals are so big. But we're so passionate about it. We're obsessed with it. And we want everyone who's involved with this movement, everyone that's involved with our company, to think the same way. Because collaboratively... We can get places. If you do it on your own, it's very, very difficult. And I think this is another thing where people don't want to put themselves out there because they feel like they're on their own. I'll tell you what, if you guys message us through what your goals are, I guarantee we're going to support you all the way through, right? 100%. Because we know what it feels like to think big and people laugh at you, and it's very, very important to put yourself out there. You know, like we need to keep each other accountable.
Yep.
We all need each other.
And that again, you keep jumping ahead of the gun, which I love because you're doing it naturally. But being able to work with a big team helps get to that big.
Yeah, we already spoke about that, Mark.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to elaborate on it.
No, well, that's important.
It is
right?
very important.
It's very important.
And so important,
you know, I've tried to do so many things on my own, right? And I know you guys have tried to do things on your own as well. And it's difficult, right? And so many people out there don't want to share their knowledge. They don't want to share their wisdom. They don't want to share their experience. And for us, like, I know I couldn't be here without you guys. No way I could be here without you guys. Like, you guys are like my arms and legs. Like, I need you, right? And
we know.
And it's vice versa. And it's vice versa. It works vice versa, right? And we all add value to each other, right?
Definitely.
And it's the same for the people that listen to this. Like, the more views we get, the more likes, the more comments we get, the more pumped up we get.
We'll keep going.
We'll keep going. And what that does, like, for example, we go and do a podcast and we've got to prep for it and we think, hang on, we've actually got to go learn more stuff so we can talk to our viewers about more things, right? Because we've set the bar high. We've gone and done these podcasts. We've talked about so many cool things, but it gets to a point where we're like, geez, we've got to learn more stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because we want to keep giving value to these guys.
Yeah.
You know, we want to keep giving value to ourselves. And what does that do? It brings everyone up, right? Because we put ourselves accountable.
That's right.
We told these guys that we're going to do a podcast every single week, right? And they're expecting it.
That's right.
So we have to perform,
Well,
correct?
we can't let down our team members out there.
That's right. And that's what these guys have to do. You guys who are listening out there, put yourself out there. We'll hold you accountable.
Send through your goals.
Yeah, other people will hold you accountable. And don't forget to think big. Like,
But if you send through a goal, on the 29th of December, I will be messaging you to see how that goal went.
Yeah.
So just a warning.
That's good.
and the goal's got to be big. It
That's
can't be
right.
small. It can't be a small goal. And everybody's different, I know. But you will know whether that goal is big or not, right? And we encourage everyone to put goals down that are almost unattainable.
Yeah.
Because if you fall short of it, then you're still doing good.
I think it's important to talk. Should we talk about goal setting? How you should be goal setting? So not just putting this big grand plan of I want to get to X and not having any idea how to get there.
Yep.
And I know you talk about it a lot, Zara. Reverse engineering your goals, so you've got action steps to be able to get to that goal.
So we have a thing called the Luxland way with our property business, right? So for you guys that are listening out there, we want people to become big-time developers. And when we say big-time developers, we want you to be a part of $20 million, $30 million projects, right? Minimum buy-in's $500K. Now, your return on that's probably going to be about 20% per annum on your money, which is basically what developers earn. When you've never been a part of property before, or you've never even invested in a property before, that's actually a really, really big goal. That's one of the biggest goals that you can set for yourself. That on its own looks quite intimidating. So what Jade is saying is break it up into reverse engineering it and break it up into action steps that you can take from the very beginning. So the first step would be invest in a property, right? That's the first stage. The second stage is maybe do a renovation or build a granny flat. The third stage will be doing a small development, right? Like a duplex or a townhouse development. Then the fourth stage is the big developer stage where you have the minimum 500K buy-in. Now, with all of those 4 steps, it actually doesn't seem that hard.
That's right.
Because you've got a plan, right? You can educate yourself on the way through, and that goal is really like a minimum of a 10-year goal, right? So that's thinking big, but you're also planning the goals in between, right? So you've got the necessary steps to take before you get to that big goal. So like Jade was saying, you can't just pick this big goal and then just set it and that's it. You need a plan to get there.
Yep.
Set up a plan, execute the plan, and yes, you're going to make some mistakes going through it, right? But that's all part of the plan. That's all part of the process. Like, you can't expect success to be this straight road, right? You're going to have some losses. You're going to have some bad days.
That's right.
You're going to have the people that are ripping you off. You're going to have the people that rob you, but it's all part of the process to make you even more successful down the line.
Guys, affirmations, visualization of supporting and inspiring others around you on your journey. I feel as though that is probably a very, very important element as well, to thinking big, because I know for you, Zara, a couple of years ago, you're a very different person to what you are now, and you are thinking probably 10, 20, 30 times bigger than what you were 2 years ago, and you're actually inspiring and praising a lot more people around you than you are cutting them at the knees. Not saying you ever did, but you know what I mean? Like, it's... They bring this up as a point, saying that when you think big, you've got to do this type of stuff. What are your thoughts, both of you guys? On supporting others around you, even with no, return, no support back in return, for example.
I think you need to give. I think a lot of it's give and take, but you need to give a lot of value out and positive affirmations on a daily basis, and visualizations of your end goal is so important for you to get there. How are you going to be stagnant? How are you going to keep yourself motivated? It's great to have these a set of goals or a vision or a dream down on paper, And it's great to have action steps. So those things are good, right? And to have coupled with motivation and, you know, coupled with ambition and all of that. And you have to execute, but you have to keep yourself motivated and inspired. Mm-hmm. It's not all going to be rosy 365 days this year. There are going to be adversities. There are going to be hurdles that we need to jump over that sometimes are outside of our control. And those affirmations every single day and the visualization of your goals is so important. Otherwise, that's how people get off track. Because they write their goal down, they forget about it, and it's too far gone. Mm-hmm. So it's so important. And if I can just add another one in, practicing gratitude is important as well. And just... It will change your mentality on how you see the world. I see a lot of people trying to tear each other down as well, whether they're doing that directly or indirectly on social media. Just being aware and self-regulating is really important. I know I talked about that on social media yesterday. It's really important that we self-regulate, pull ourselves back, or lean in if we have to into our goals.
And when you say, Joe, when you say pull yourself back, is that pull yourself out emotionally to have a look at it?
Both.
From the top?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
Emotionally. Like, what are you investing in? What are you mentally, emotionally investing in? Mm-hmm. Is it serving you? Is it serving your goals? Is it serving your purpose this year? How is it important to you? Have you just have you just gone a little bit off track? So I think to achieve your goals, you really do need to keep practicing that gratitude and those affirmations every single day, not just once a week, once a month, every now and then. If you see yourself getting off track every single day, you have to become obsessed with your goals. Yeah,
I think the positive outlook of others is really important. Like you said, you know, like I'm a different man from when I was, 2 years ago, and I think I have a little bit more power and leverage now to have a bit more influence within different industries because of my experience. And I'm big on praising others, you know, and it's not enough of us do it because everyone's just so worried about themselves.
Of course,
and it's very easy to fall into a negative mindset because there are so many negative people out there. And it's funny, like I come across them all the time where people are just they're bagging out someone, you know what I mean? They're paying someone out for having a go, and they're just doing it unconsciously because that's the environment that they're in. You know, they might come from a negative household, or they might have a negative work environment, and that's all they do. They talk about others. They're worried about what other people are doing, and they'll speak badly of others. And some people do it unconsciously, right? And like Jade said, you've got to be self-aware, you know what I mean? You've got to be able to remove yourself from any situation and go, okay, well, how am I looking in this whole situation? Would I want this to happen to me? Like, is this, again, is this contributing to the bigger picture? Like, is this going to help me? Like, I don't think being negative is really going to help anyone, right? Especially if you're being negative about someone else, having a go. I think praising people for having a go, even if they fail in a way, because, encouragement is what gets us through. And it's very important we do that for each other. Like, I do it on a daily basis with everyone that I meet. I'm so encouraging. I praise where I can. I'm super positive because I know that energy is going to come back to me. Now, if I encounter anyone that's negative or anyone that's negative towards someone else, I tend to shy away from those people because I don't want to attract those people in my life, right? So, yes, I am different, but it's important to support others on their journey as well. And I guess that's what we're about. We're about supporting others on their journey because we want to help people achieve success in business or in their careers or whatever it is. We want you to achieve success. So whatever it is that we can help you with from our experience, then we're going to help you. We're going to mentor you to get there. And everyone needs to practice, like Jade said, the gratitude side of things. Like we need to be grateful that we're in the presence of others. Right?
That's right.
We live in the best country in the world, and sometimes when life's too good, people get bored, and when people get bored, sometimes they create drama for themselves and they become negative. We need to remember we are one of the luckiest countries in the world.
Correct. Right. I mean, moving on as well, guys, I think for our listeners out there, I always bring it back to how can we provide value to them throughout our podcasts. And one simple thing here, and something I noted down, which you actually got me onto as well, is